grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. I cannot see what I have hidden, yet I want it to be revealed to me. For my salvation and the salvation of the world, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. Be sure to tell yourself, if tempted today, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. If I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. Well, thank you all so much for joining me on the banks of St. Diane's Creek here on my place. Feeds into Buffalo Creek and on into the, eventually the Arkansas River. Thank you all for joining me for Lesson 69 out of A Course in Miracles. We're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles for Tuesday, March the 10th of 2026. It's Saturday for me, and on Saturdays around here on my place, we've got just anybody who wants to come, we sing some music and talk about, it's a God talk meeting at 6 o'clock the first Saturday of every month. So come join me, send me an email, I'll give you directions on how to get to my place. My salvation comes, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. No one can look upon what your grievances conceal, because your grievances are hiding the light of the world in you. Everyone stands in darkness, and you beside him. But as the veil of your grievances is lifted, you are released with him. That's why you want to let go of your grievances and practice forgiveness, so you can be released. You think you're forgiving them and that they're going to be free, which they are, but you're going to be freed with them. But as the veil of your grievances is lifted, you are released with him. Share your salvation now with him who stood beside you when you were in hell. Just because you were holding the grievances, that's what placed you in hell. He is your brother in the light of the world that saves you both. Today, let us make another real attempt to reach the light in you. Before we undertake this in our more extended practice period, let us devote several minutes to thinking about what we are trying to do. We are literally attempting to get in touch with the salvation of the world. We are literally attempting to get in touch with the salvation of the world. We're trying to see past the veil of darkness that keeps salvation concealed. We are trying to let the veil be lifted and to see the tears of God's Son disappear into the sunlight, or in the sunlight. Let us begin our longer practice period today with the full realization that this is so, and with real determination to reach what is dearer to us than all else. Salvation is our only need. Wow, what is more dear to us than all else? Salvation. Salvation is our only need. There is no other purpose in this world. There is no other purpose here and no other function to fulfill. Learning Salvation is our only goal. Let us end the ancient search today by finding the light in us and holding it up for everyone who searches with us to look upon and rejoice. Very quietly now, with your eyes closed, try to let go all the content that generally occupies your consciousness. Think of your mind as a vast circle surrounded by a layer of heavy clouds. Now, this is the Christ conscious mind. That's the vast circle that includes everything, and it's surrounded by from the center of the Christ consciousness circle that includes everything. There's a beautiful horizon all around of clouds, and you can look at those beautiful cloud patterns. But here's what he says. You can see only the clouds because you seem to be standing outside the circle and quite apart from it. It's a sweet way of saying you're out of your mind. Your mind is the vast circle with the clouds way out in the horizon. And all is serenity and beauty and the kingdom of heaven within there. But you have forgotten your identity as the center of the mind. And you think you're outside the clouds, and all you can see is the clouds. That's the picture that I'm getting from this. Think of your mind as a vast circle surrounded by a layer of heavy clouds, heavy dark clouds. You can see only the clouds because you seem to be standing outside the circle and quite apart from it. From where you stand, you can see no reason to believe there is a brilliant light hidden by the clouds. The clouds seem to be the only reality. They seem to be all there is to see. Therefore, you do not attempt to go through them and past them, which is the only way in which you would be really convinced of their lack of substance. We will make this attempt today to go through the clouds from our separated self back to our one mind, which we're still part of the self that's wandering in the clouds, but we don't realize that there's this bright salvation, this bright light of God that's shining everywhere. And all there is just our illusions, or he's calling them clouds. After you have thought about the importance of what you are trying to do for yourself and the world, try to settle down in perfect stillness, remembering only how much you want to reach the light in you today. Now, determine to go past the clouds. Reach out and touch them in your mind. Brush them aside with your hand. Feel them resting on your cheeks and foreheads and eyelids as you go through them. Go on, clouds cannot stop you. If you are doing the exercises properly, you will begin to feel a sense of being lifted up and carried ahead. Your little effort and small determination call on the power of the universe to help you, and God Himself will raise you from darkness into light. You are in accord with His will. You cannot fail because your will is His. Have confidence in your Father today. Have confidence that your Father will lead you through those grievances that He's comparing to clouds. Have confidence in your Father today, and be certain He has heard you and answered you. You may not recognize His answer yet, but you can indeed be sure that it is given you and you will yet receive it. Try as you attempt to go through the clouds to the light to hold this confidence in your mind. Try to remember that you are at last joining your will to God's. Try to keep the thought clearly in mind that what you undertake with God must succeed. Then let the power of God work in you and through you, that His will and yours be done, to just walk easily through the clouds that are nothing. You'll feel them on your cheeks. You'll feel them real subtly, but you'll just move right on past them, letting all those grievances go. So you'll be standing in the sunlight of God's love. The purpose for being here, to see that you're one with everything and everyone. And the last paragraph for this section, 9. In the shorter practice period, which you will want to do as often as possible, in view of the importance of today's idea to you and your happiness, remind yourself that your grievances are hiding the light of the world from your awareness. Remind yourself also that you're not searching for it alone, and that you do know where to look for it. Say then, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. I cannot see what I have hidden, yet I want to let it be revealed to me for my salvation and the salvation of the world. Also be sure to tell yourself, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. If you are tempted to hold anything against anyone today. So if you're tempted to make a new cloud, to keep you out of your mind, to keep you alone and separate in the dark clouds, then say to yourself, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. Wow, let's find the light today. What a beautiful meditation. And you've got the power of God. Just ask for His help to run you through the grievance barrier, the clouds. Okay, let's go take a look in our text reading, and we're in chapter 8, which is the journey back, Roman numeral 2, the difference between imprisonment and freedom. And while you're turning there, if you're following along out of the original edition, read chapter 8 today, Roman numeral 3. If you're reading out of reading through the New Testament, read John chapter 1. In Iyengar Yoga, do the next 2 pages, which are 86 and 87. I didn't write that down, but it's the advanced hero posture. And then out of A Course of Love, we're in the Embrace, which is chapter 20. And read paragraph 7 through 20 today. Now let's look at our lesson. The difference between imprisonment and freedom. There is a rationale for choice. Only one teacher knows what your reality is. If learning to remove the obstacles to that knowledge is the purpose of the curriculum, you must learn it of Him, of the Holy Spirit. The ego does not know what it is trying to teach. It is trying to teach you what you are without knowing what you are. It is expert only in confusion. It does not understand anything else. The ego is expert only in confusion. It does not understand anything else. As a teacher then, the ego is totally confused and totally confusing. Even if you could disregard the Holy Spirit entirely, which is impossible, you could still learn nothing from the ego because the ego knows nothing. Paragraph 2. Is there any possible reason for choosing a teacher such as this? Does the total disregard of anything it teaches make anything but sense? Is this the teacher to whom a son of God should turn to find himself? The ego has never given you a sensible answer to anything. Simply on the grounds of your own experience with its teaching, should not this alone disqualify it as your future teacher? Yet the ego has done more harm to your learning than this alone. Learning is joyful if it leads you along your natural path and facilitates the development of what you have. Learning is joy. Is your learning joyful? Learning is joyful if it leads you along your natural path and facilitates the development of what you have. When you are taught against your nature, however, you will lose by your learning because your learning will imprison you. Your will is in your nature and therefore cannot go against it. Paragraph 3. The ego cannot teach you anything as long as your will is free, because you will not listen to it. It is not your will to be imprisoned, because your will is free. That is why the ego is a denial of free will. It is never God who coerces you, because He shares His will with you. His voice teaches only in accordance with His will, but that is not the Holy Spirit's lesson, because that is what you are. The lesson is that your will and God's cannot be out of accord, because they are one, the one mind, the vast circle that we want to, as the separated self wandering in the clouds, get past them back to the sunlight, to the one mind. The lesson is that your will and God's cannot be out of accord, because they are one. This is the undoing of everything the ego tries to teach. It is not then only the direction of the curriculum that must be unconflicted, but also the content. Paragraph 4. The ego tries to teach that you want to oppose God's will. This unnatural lesson cannot be learned, and the attempt to learn it is a violation of your own freedom, making you afraid of your will because it is free. The Holy Spirit opposes any imprisoning of the will of the Son of God, knowing that the will of the Son is the Father's. The Holy Spirit leads you steadily along the path of freedom, teaching you how to disregard or look beyond everything that would hold you back. We want to reach back to that one mind, that mind that we share with God in the bright sunlight past the clouds. Paragraph 5. We have said that the Holy Spirit teaches you the difference between pain and joy. That is the same as saying He teaches you the difference between imprisonment and freedom. You cannot make this distinction without Him, because you have taught yourself that imprisonment is freedom. Believing them to be the same, how can you tell them apart? Can you ask the part of your mind that taught you to believe they are the same to teach you how they are different? Ask that part of your mind that thinks it's separate, the ego. Let me read it again. Can you ask the part of your mind that taught you to believe they are the same to teach you how they are different? In other words, believing that freedom and imprisonment are the same. The ego's not going to teach you that. It doesn't want you to learn that. Paragraph 6. The Holy Spirit's teaching takes only one direction and has only one goal. His direction is freedom, and His goal is God. Yet He cannot conceive of God without you, because it is not God's will to be without you. When you have learned that your will is God's, you could no more will to be without Him than He could will to be without you. This is freedom, and this is joy. Deny yourself this, and you are denying God His kingdom, because He created you for this. Paragraph 7. When I said, before I go on, just let me remind you that vast circle that we're trying to reach back to is the ego-less state, where our mind is one with God's and all creation, because all creation has only one voice, the voice for its creator. We've got ourselves thinking we're separated from it with our grievances. The grievances have blocked us from our one mind. When I said all power and glory are yours because the kingdom is His, this is what I meant. And before I read this, that was the last sentence in chapter 7, was it chapter 7, number 7? I think it's the last. Let me find it, because you might want to go back and look at that. 7:11, sentence 6. Okay. When I said all power and glory are yours because the kingdom is His, this is what I meant. The will of God is without limit, and all power and glory lie within it. It is boundless in strength and in love and in peace. It has no boundaries because its extension is unlimited, and it encompasses all living things because it created all things. By creating all things, it made them part of itself, the vast circle. You are the will of God because that is how you were created. Because your Creator creates only like Himself, you are like Him. You are part of Him who is all power and glory, and are therefore as unlimited as He is. And the last paragraph, 8. To what else except all power and glory can the Holy Spirit appeal to restore God's kingdom? His appeal then is merely to what the kingdom is and for its own acknowledgement of what it is. When you acknowledge this, you bring the acknowledgement automatically to everyone because you have acknowledged everyone. By your recognition, you awaken theirs, and through theirs, yours is extended. Awakening runs easily and gladly through the kingdom in answer to the call of God. Our natural listening to God's voice is what's natural. You might even say it's the only thing natural in this world. He tells us that. This is the natural response of every son of God to the voice of his Creator, because it is the voice for his creations and for his own extension. The last sentence again. This is the natural response of every son of God to the voice of his Creator, because it is the voice for his creations and for his own extension. So let's be sure to find that today. That's what our lesson's all about. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. Okay, let's see. Before we go back and close with our song, it's around the world, what holidays and observances. Of course, Ramadan continues for the Islamic people. Lent continues for the Western Christians, and the Great Lent for the Eastern Christians. Feast of St. John Ogilvie, and that's the Scottish, he was a Scottish Jesuit martyr. So you Scottish people, St. John Ogilvie, it's his feast day. And it's also for the Hindu folks, it's Shita Saptami, which is the worship of Shitala goddess, the goddess Shitala. And then out of holidays and observances, I found that it's Festival of Life in the Cracks Day, Harriet Tubman Day, Histotechnology Professionals Day, Bagpipe Day, for you Scottish Jesuit St. Ogilvie, Bagpipe Day, International Day of Awesome, International Day of Women Judges. Women are normally considered to be more intuitive and more in tune with their heart. And I think there should be more people that want to hear cases based on their heart. I like that. International Wig Day. My son-in-law, Joe, said that he thought that it'll be a wonderful world when the world is run by women because they listen to their intuition, their heart. International Wig Day, Landline Telephone Day, Blueberry Popover Day, Pack Your Lunch Day, Peel Day, which is Skincare Awareness Day, Sending Day, Skirt Day, Women and Girls HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, Organize Your Home Office Day, Salvation Army Day. We stopped at Salvation Army yesterday to look for some clothes. U.S. Paper Money Day. And, when it says Dry Shampoo Day, I looked that up, and here's some things you can grind up into a real fine dry powder and put a little bit in your hair and work it in and then brush it out. Here's some things that work good for dry shampoo. Fine powdered arrowroot, cornstarch, or green clay as the bulk, that's the base. And then you add a little bit of lavender, rosemary, chamomile, peppermint, as well as neem, and I said oat straw too. So I thought, well, that's kind of neat for you people who want to do some dry shampooing. And then out of edible landscaping, oh, I've got another mulberry. We've been talking about mulberries. I've been planting trees today. I didn't plant any mulberries. The Issy, I-S-S-A-I, is that Issy? Or let's call it Issy dwarf mulberry out of edible landscaping. Issy mulberry is a small tree or bush that produces an abundance of black mulberries, usually fruiting the first year after planting. Not as wise as Girardi when it comes to early bud break because the winter warm spells. Similar to Shangri-La and Pakistan in that respect. Introduced from Japan, spaced 10-foot circles, zone 6 through 8, so anywhere throughout the Ozarks, and it's a Morus alba. It's the white mulberry. Not that the fruits are white, I don't know what color the fruits are, but it is the white mulberry, Morus alba. Okay, well, I'll get you started on one of your short practice periods or your 15-minute, your longer one, 10 to 15. Be sure to ask God to lead you past the clouds because you're out of your mind. You want to be in your mind. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. I cannot see what I have hidden, yet I want it to be revealed to me. Go through the clouds. For my salvation and the salvation of the world, I cannot see what I have hidden, yet I want it to be revealed to me. For my salvation and the salvation of the world, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. Be sure to tell yourself if tempted today, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world would be hidden from me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. Grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. Be sure to tell yourself if tempted today, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. And our word for peace, we're going to take it from our Arabic brothers and sisters over the Middle East, and it's Salaam. Or the full phrase, peace be with you, Assalamu alaikum. And you would answer back, alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum. My grievances hide the light of the world in me.